Jimmy, 36, was a college graduate with a tall and handsome appearance. He was passionate, outgoing, and generous, and currently worked as a marketing manager for a cosmetics company. Mei Hui, 34, was gentle, pure, naive, and kind. She was a stay-at-home mother and a devoted wife. She married Jimmy after graduating from high school. Jimmy and Mei Hui, married for 10 years and still deeply in love, also had a beautiful 5-year-old daughter. One day, Mei Hui received a phone call from her uncle in the United States. He said that his 22-year-old niece, Shuzhen, who had recently graduated from college, was going to Taiwan to work and asked Mei Hui to help take care of her. Mei Hui had always been very helpful. After consulting with her husband, she agreed to let Shuzhen stay with them temporarily until she found a new place. Shuzhen, young and beautiful with a direct and fiery personality, had a fashion-forward sense of style that contrasted sharply with Mei Hui's. When Jimmy saw Shuzhen for the first time, his eyes lit up. Since Shuzhen majored in marketing in college and the marketing department of Jimmy's company was short on assistants, she was sent to work there. She was thrilled about the opportunity, and Jimmy started driving her to and from work every day. Mei Hui didn't mind because she thought Jimmy was simply giving Shuzhen a ride, and besides, to her, Shuzhen was just a little girl. However, Jimmy and Shuzhen's similar personalities, both passionate and outgoing, along with their shared background in marketing and employment in the same department of the company, provided them with numerous common topics of conversation. Their relationship began to change without their realization. In fact, they had feelings for each other, but they never confessed their feelings because they felt it was a forbidden love. After work, Jimmy would sometimes relax by watching dramas alone in his room. One night, he happened to watch an idol drama called The Fierce Wife, which was recommended by a netizen. Jimmy was shocked when he read the plot summary because his own situation was very similar to the plot of The Fierce Wife. Out of curiosity, Jimmy watched the entire series of The Fierce Wife in 3 nights. He was shocked by the ending, because he didn't expect Wen Ruifan to leave his wife and child for the mistress, only to be abandoned by her in the end. He had lost his career, his marriage, and his friends. Jimmy immediately thought of Shuzhen. Although they were still in the ambiguous stage, he knew that if he let things go on like this, something would happen sooner or later. He also thought that he already had a happy family, a virtuous wife, a beautiful daughter, and a successful career. He could be considered a winner in life, and he should never lose all that because of an affair. With that thought, Jimmy came to his senses. Determined to avoid temptation, Jimmy began to distance himself from Shuzhen, even treating her coldly. Shuzhen noticed this and felt very sad. One day after work, when Jimmy was driving Shuzhen home, Shuzhen couldn't help but complain to Jimmy about why he had been so distant lately. Jimmy said that he was thinking about advertising ideas and was under a lot of pressure. But then Shuzhen said, "Brother-in-law, I actually have liked you for a long time. Do you like me?" Jimmy actually liked her a lot, but he didn't want to disappoint his wife and ruin his family, so he decided to cut her off. Jimmy said, "Shuzhen, what are you talking about? I'm your brother-in-law. How can you like me? The point is, I'm already married." Jimmy said again, "I know that at your age you are longing for love and are prone to emotional projection. Unfortunately, you have fallen for the wrong person." Shuzhen said, "But brother-in-law, I can't help liking you. I really like you." Jimmy said firmly, "Let's stop talking about it. In order to prevent everyone from getting hurt, I will help you find a house tomorrow, and you can move out. It's better for everyone that way." Shuzhen said nothing, but shed tears in silence. That night, Jimmy poured out his heart to Mei Hui. Mei Hui was also shocked and thought, how could this happen? But she was also very grateful for her husband's loyalty, honesty, and openness. Of course, she immediately agreed to let Shuzhen move out. Although Shuzhen was reluctant and sad, she eventually moved out. To avoid embarrassment, she decided to resign proactively, leaving her brother-in-law's company to work elsewhere. 6 months later, on Jimmy's birthday, Shuzhen sent him a text message to wish him a happy birthday. She also said, "Thank you, brother-in-law, for your righteous words that night. It helped me to see things clearly. I was just too eager for love and got carried away in the moment. Thanks to your integrity, I didn't have the chance to become a mistress and make a big mistake. Oh, and I've also found a suitable boyfriend now." Jimmy showed the text message to Mei Hui. They both smiled at each other. Later, Mei Hui also watched The Fierce Wife and broke out in a cold sweat. Fortunately, Jimmy's loyalty kept their marriage intact, and she truly felt that she had married the right person. At the same time, Mei Hui made a decision. She would continue to prioritize her family, but she would also make time for self-care activities like reading and yoga. This commitment to personal growth was inspired by Anjin's transformation in The Fierce Wife. Jimmy also noticed that his wife had changed. She was more confident, more beautiful, and more intelligent, and he loved her even more. The moral: extramarital affair can be exciting, but it's ultimately wrong. It's a poison that can destroy happy families. As a smart person, don't do something foolish like this. Otherwise, you'll regret it just like when Ruifan in the end. In short, when you think of having an affair, please think of your loving spouse and children first, and think of the ending of when Ruifan in The Fierce Wife. I believe you will make the right decision in the end.
单字 fashion forward 衣着前卫的 adjective interested in fashion and wearing things that will soon become very fashionable. Contrast 对照对比 verb to compare two people or things in order to show the differences between them. Ambiguous 含糊不清的不明确的 adjective having or expressing more than one possible meaning, sometimes intentionally. Shed 流泪流血发光等等 verb to produce tears, light, blood, etc. Proactively 主动的 adverb in a way that causes change by taking action, rather than reacting to changes. Intact 未受损伤的 adjective not damaged, bewildered 困惑的 adjective confused and uncertain. Exacerbate 使恶化 verb to make something that is already bad even worse.